Good morning, welcome back to the channel and to campsite number 2 from Gros Morne Park. I'm all packed up. My little epoxy welding job did not work as expected on the tent pole, but I was able to just bungee the two sides of the bike and the tree, so then it just acted like the pole was in there and it worked out just fine. It's a good standby if I can't get a pole. I'm hoping to make it to St. John's today. It's about 800 kilometers along the highway, and apparently it's a fairly unexciting ride. So it's 7 a.m. and we got a long day of riding, so let's hit the road. I think the microphone is crapped out again, and then I'm wondering if it might be the camera, because I tried to charge yesterday and I couldn't, camera wouldn't charge to the port. So since that's where the microphone connects, I'm wondering if there's an issue there. I certainly hope not. We're already at 18 degrees, so it's going to be a toasty day. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so it would be nice to get all the way to St. John's. I was doing more video of trying to figure out where the clacking is coming from. I thought it might be the chain, but it doesn't look like it, but it's really hard to tell on the video. You can hear the sound a little bit. But St. John's is a big city. Should be able to find a bike shop there, and I also need a new front tire. Anyways, let's settle in for a long day of riding. We're about halfway at Gander. During 9/11, when all the planes were landing, a bunch of planes had to land here, and the locals took them in and made them welcome. And I've been stuck 20 minutes waiting while they paved the road. Welcome to St. John. Gotta run some errands, get myself squared away, I think. Try and find a tire, try and find a tent pole.
One day later.
Okay, it's early afternoon in St. John's on my second day here. I've just been mucking about with errands. Finally got a new tire. Again, not much selection. The Michelin Aniki Adventure. Not nearly as aggressive as my other one, but most of my stuff's going to be on road from now on. So this one's a lot quieter and will still get me down some gravel paths. Right now, I'm going to be on my quest to finish the most easterly part of this journey. Unfortunately, the charging port, which also doubles as the microphone port, is not working, so I have no sound through the microphone at all. Therefore, I'm going to have to try and get a new camera, which is, you'd think, in a big city would be easy, but apparently not. Later on, I'm going to be hunting around and seeing where I can get one or get one shipped to. Welcome to Cape Spear, the easternmost point of Canada. This is as far east as the bike will get. Maybe when I leave I'll go another 20 meters. But as for myself, I'm going to make the coast-to-coast trek and finish it off at the tip of Canadian easternmost point. Right there in front of me, the easternmost point of Canada. I'm moments away. This is it. Cape Spear. Over there is St. John's. Over there is the UK. Somewhere over there. This is it. This is as far east on land as I can go in Canada. Only one more thing to do. There is no real path into the ocean. It's way too rough. But there is this little pool that'll have to do for my dip. There it is, in the frozen waters of the Atlantic. In a mussel-filled shallow bed. But I've done it, coast to coast. From here on out, all roads lead west. Cape Spear is not only the easternmost point, but it was also where World War II soldiers were stationed here, protecting ships that were leaving. Being the most eastern point, a lot of Allied ships and supplies left here to go over to Europe. We're in the remnants of the bunker. Okay, now this is officially as far east as the bike can go. Say goodbye to the east and begin everything to the west.
One day later.
Good morning from my last day in St. John's. I had a great few days of relaxing and getting myself reorganized. Made it to the end of Canada so that I could start my journey west. While I was here, I found out that there's a rail bed that takes you all the way across the island. So I'm not going all the way back. I've got about 300 odd K today to get to a ferry, which I'm going to take tomorrow. And it's going to be a surprise destination. But I need my passport for it, and I'm not going to the US of A. And then that's going to be a one-night trip. And when I come back, I've got another day here in Newfoundland, and then I've got a 16-hour overnight ferry to get to Nova Scotia. And there were no cabins available, so I'll be setting up my mattress somewhere, maybe if it's nice, out on the deck. Right now I've got the bike all packed up. I'm gonna hit a coffee shop and get my last cappuccino here. And then we'll go check out how this old railway bed is. And I'll try and do as much of it as I can to get to where the ferry is. Yeah, I haven't done a map recap in a while, so traveled from here, all the way. And the last time we did it, we were here. So I went all the way up here. This was the Trans-Tega. Didn't get all the way. Came back, got stuck in Radisson. Came back down. All the way to the Gulf of this way. And came back down. Now, this is the route I wanted to take, but because it was a remote dirt road and with my shoddy tube I couldn't do it, so I had to come back down here, cut across here down to the St. Lawrence River and Bay Como. Then we tootled up along here, up the Trans-Labrador Highway all the way to Goose Bay, where I got stuck with my flat, came back down, looped around, took the ferry over from Labrador to Newfoundland, and this is where I've been hanging out. And so then we came down, and then there's only one road that goes across, so and St. John's is at the very end. And that's where I hit Cape Spear, the easternmost point of Canada. So now I'm working my way back, and I need to take the ferry right here. And you probably can't see the island that I'm going to, but I'll show you guys that tomorrow. The railway bed should take me part of the way there, and then I'll find a spot to camp tonight, and then we got a 9 a.m. ferry tomorrow. There's a new camera on order that is getting hopefully delivered to Nova Scotia, so when I take the ferry over there, with any luck it'll be there. If not, then I might be stuck waiting for an extra day, which would really be a real pain in the ass. St. John's is super windy. They can get up to hurricane force winds here, which would make it very unpleasant in the winter. But quite a picturesque city, not too big, no ridiculous traffic problems like Vancouver has and other major cities. Lots of old buildings, probably some of the oldest in Canada. The streets are a big maze of zigzags, so there's no discernible pattern to how the city is laid out. Went to the same place that I went yesterday for my Frappuccino, and this one was a real Frappuccino. Wasn't good. I'm going to make my way to where I think the start of the railway track is. Okay, so this is apparently the start of the trail